So we're getting there and taking it out. So here's the surprise, or not. Everything in there should be nice and bright and clean. So obviously I'm guessing the crank seal's gone, that's why it's so dirty. But that's me with my limited knowledge guessing, but you'd have thought so. And then if there's there's movement there, I wonder what. Well, that shouldn't be. Right, let's get it apart. So the really awkward one is this one, because you've got to obviously get the swing arm lined up with the engine mount. So we'll give it a go. So I'm out now. It wasn't too bad, fiddly, but I just got to clean it down more now before I start taking it apart. Put the cover off. It looked very dirty, and then there's a hell of a lot of movement. I can't see any up and down movement, but I bought a puller to take this off. It's a left hand thread, and I've had a look and the threads there look damaged, so it may be this puller goes in once and that's it. But I bought another one of these off eBay, so I'm hoping it's going to be alright. But whether it'll be an easy fix and just put another flywheel stator, whatever you want to call it, on, or whether I have got to split it for the very first time I've done it and put new seals in, we'll see. We'll take this off first. So we're off. It wasn't that easy for it to grip the threads or grab the threads, but there's the extractor tool. Magnetism's good on it, but you can see the movement. Incredible amount of movement. Look how dirty it is in there. Is that blowing from the crankcase sealing? I presume it is. So I've got the stator side off, and now I'm working on the clutch side now, so I've got to take the clutch off. I've got a bag to put all my bits in, so hopefully I don't lose anything. So I bought a tool to help with splitting the cases. Once I worked out how to use the tool, it came apart pretty easily. Main bearings look good. One stayed on the one side of the crank, the other stayed in the other case. I've got to clean this up and then put the new seal in. I'm hoping that will sort out that issue. I'm hoping. It's dirty in there because that seal's failed. The case is also broken there, so there'll be dirt coming in. The case is broken there, so I'm just wondering whether there's dirt been getting in there, but that's an easy seal to replace, so I'm going to do the easy bit first. Up to about 150. So we're really tight. Something badly wrong. Even though I heated it up, but it did take me 3 goes. I had to heat it up a lot more than I thought. This was in the deep freeze, and then on the 3rd attempt it did go together reasonably easily, but as I've tightened it up, something's gone tight, so I'm just going to try hitting it both sides, see whether that'll slacken up with the rubber mallet. As I've started to split the cases again, the crank has come very slack, so obviously the bearings are not the issue. Something is tightening up as the cases come together. So one of the main reasons I'm having to split the cases again is I found a washer that goes on top of the what's it called now, the gear drum. So I've realised I've forgotten to put this on top of that gear drum, so I've got to split it again. But it's weird how that's so free to turn now, and yet it tightens up. So I'm just thinking it must be tightening up on that crank seal, that new one. So both the main bearings are fine, lovely and ease, free moving, no play. So I'm presuming it's just that tightness on the crank seal on that shaft. So that's the washer I forgot. It's on top of that drum, gear drum, whatever it's called, isn't it? What a nuisance. It's typical. But I haven't said that, it's only the one thing I got wrong. At least the case is split easily. And I've also satisfied myself that the bearings are good, because obviously I put it together, that crank was hard to turn, and I thought I'd knackered one of the bearings when I put it back together, but the bearings are good. It's just the tightness on that crank seal, hopefully. Another thing I noticed before is the shift shaft is bent, but obviously it changes gear nice, doesn't seem to be an issue. So I'm just hoping it'll be alright, because I could take it all apart, and I have got a spare one, but I'm just thinking it's been alright, hasn't been leaking, it's been shifting okay, so I'm going to leave it as is for now. So I've got my new flywheel on. There's the old one. You can hear it's loose. I'm hoping that was most of my problem about the clunkiness. I've done the crankcase seal on this side, because obviously this was very dirty, so I'm hoping that was what was the problem. So I'll turn the engine around. So this is the side I'm probably more unsure of, but I've got my timing dots lined up. So now I've just got to fill the clutch assembly up correctly. So we're all torqued up, all the timing dots line up. So I'm pretty much all back together, just got to put oil in it, and then we'll try and fit her back in and see if it does actually go. So on the compression tester, I've got just over 100, which is alright. I don't know whether I've got a spark. I'm getting a tickle off the end, so it's not easy to see, so I'm hoping I'm alright. So we've got oil in it, no coolant. Let's just see whether we get anything out of it. So I'm back together now with coolant in, exhaust on, and it's running, ticking over nice. I've just tick over just a little bit fast. I've got a high pitch. I don't know whether something's a bit close and rubbing, and a high pitch noise, or there's something not quite as it should be. But in all fairness, the engine seems to run okay. The clutch failed after a very short time. Maybe I only pulled the bloody clutch in once or twice. Oh, dog's come to have a look now. But basically there's a circlip holding, I gotta think of the correct terminology, but this basket, I think, yeah, this basket sits on that shaft with a circlip holding it on, and circlip that circlip there was loose inside here, so I've got a new circlip. So it just shows, it does say in the Haynes manual, put a new circlip in, and either I've not put it on correctly. It sits behind a wavy washer which puts some tension on it, but whether I've not put that circlip on correctly or it's just gone weak. But anyway, I've had to split it, and I've got a new circlip to put on it. So new circlip put on. So we're all torqued up, all the timing dots line up. Let's put it back together and see if it starts okay now then. I got there eventually, and it's quite rewarding to be able to have done that for the first time.